in this world is my balls and my word. And I don't break them for no. You understand?
Good morning, everyone. This is the Big KIZ podcast with myself, Abu.
I'm Brian.
And yeah, today we're just like dishing it out as two bros. And had a bit of an issue today with like the microphones. But I guess you get what you pay for when it comes to...
I was just saying, just like in my times reading reviews and shit on the internet, do you know what I mean? Like 10 years of reading reviews on the internet.
Yeah.
Checking out YouTube. YouTube particularly useful just to see like the size and what product looks like. You know, like package opening, do you know what I mean? Like it gives you a kind of consumer inside information that previously is not available when you're purchasing goods. Do you know what I mean?
I used to do like shoes package opening. Like if I'd order some shoes online and I couldn't wait for them to come, I'd literally...
Oh yeah, but I've done that as well. Yeah. No, so obviously you're talking about a microphone, which I identified in the end for like 30 quid.
Toner,
yeah. And it looks like a serious bit of kit.
Yeah, it does.
But obviously your shit has stopped working now.
Yeah, mine somehow managed to sneak past quality control. Probably one of those defect headphones because it just plug it in doesn't get recognized, and then 1 minute it does. I
mean, how much does it actually cost to make this thing? Like, if we can buy it for 30 quid, do you know what I mean? Yeah. But it does look like a serious bit of kit. That's the funny thing. But obviously, probably the internals is the most difficult bit. And somewhere along the line, not enough, like a little dab of glue, not enough was used.
Most likely, man.
Or some shit like that.
You get that with a lot of stuff, man. Like sometimes, because even a time ago, I purchased a laptop from Curry's.
Okay.
It's supposed to be like this all-in-one, like this laptop can do like backflips, like the screen goes all the way around into a tablet.
Oh, okay. Well, like touch.
Yeah, touchscreen and everything. And then I think must have been like the third day me use laptop, the touchscreen starts spazzing out, like it starts like ghost tapping, like I'm not even touching the screen.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's tapping at the corner. And then I was like, oh crap, I need to return this shit. And then I returned it. They exchanged it, and they gave me a proper one. But I was like, I forked out over $1,000 for this laptop, and the one you're giving me is all flipping messing up.
Jesus,
yeah,
mate. You know what that is? That's probably another return, and they're just trying their luck.
Okay, yeah.
You know, that's all. That's what's happening there. Like they got a fucking dud. And they're just trying to pass that shit on. But exactly. That's what I mean, it's a bit mad.
But yeah, I think with this microphone, 30 quid's worth, you just buy a new one. Well, or try and return it.
No, yeah, I mean, I think this is the one thing, I don't know how the warranty works, but I swear if you send this back to Amazon, you know, I've started returning shit to Amazon, and they always pay once. They even told me to just keep the product.
Oh, whoa, okay.
Like, it was an ashtray, for whatever reason. Only like a few quid or whatever, but still like 4 or 5 quid or whatever. And they were just like, oh, you don't even need to return this junk to us. Like, you're giving us 5 quid, like... You know,
you can have it back.
You can have it back and hold on to that junk. Do you know what I mean? You know what that was? That was like those huge fucking mugs you get when you order shit from Sports Direct once. Like, for whatever reason, you just make a few orders. You already got 4, 5, 6 of them motherfuckers just lying around, and it's like, how many mugs of like giant Sports Direct mugs do you need around your house with like pens in or whatever? You know, so yeah, they told me keep that shit.
Yeah, you know, some other weird crap has happened to me this week also, man. I was where was I? I was in Stratford, funny enough, because I was given like a gift voucher for work for like.
Oh, okay. What is this? The jean saga? Like, did you go buy more jeans in the end?
I bought like some smart sweatpants from River Island, River Island in Stratford.
Okay, damn, River Island. Like, you're more sophisticated than me. I don't even think I've been in a River Island for like over a decade. Like, River Island, shit. I mean, that literally just sounds like tropical, exotic to me. Like River Island.
Where are you going? Where do you normally go if you were to hit the shops?
Bruv, Marks and Spencers.
Oh no, you're showing your age there, man.
Yeah, I know. If I could, I'd go BHS.
Okay.
Nah,
you couldn't. Well, they've gone bust for a reason now. I guess they want enough people like you to for their customers.
No, to be fair, Gap, for example, if there's a sale, generally the clothing is like, you know what it is, isn't it?
Gap, I guess.
Like, what I mean is, generally, like, if you buy a Gap hoodie, even without the big ass logo or whatever, the shit's just like going to be of a higher quality. Like, the shit will last that little bit longer. You know, that kind of shit.
But yeah, on my time going to Westfields, I wasn't at the main part yet. I was just like down in Stratford Market, and I was going through an ATM, right? And as I'm entering my pin, I feel like someone's real behind me, like real up and close. I turn around, it's some woman asking, "Have you got change?" And it's like, I didn't know if she's homeless, but she didn't look alright. Like, her hair wasn't done well. It's like it was half braided, half like just out. And then she's like, "Have you got change for me?" I was like, "No, I ain't got money for you." And she said, "You ain't got a pound?" I was like, "No." And so she stares at me. Yeah, literally.
This is when you're at ATM.
Yeah, this time at ATM. Yeah, literally. I'm turning around. My card's still in there. The thing's still asking me for my PIN.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, so that's not.
Yeah, so I'm literally staring this woman in the face here. I'm like, "No, I ain't got no money for you." And then she clocked I wasn't gonna give no money to her. And then she just walks off, like as if like, "Oh, okay, let me just carry on my day."
Yeah, that's the thing.
Peculiar.
No, but this is the thing. The world is violent. It's dog eat dog. Like, this person don't know you from squat.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't know you from squat.
Come ask me. Like,
don't know you from squat. Yeah, she's not provided any service, any product. You got any money for me?
Yeah, literally. The audacity, honestly.
You got money for yourself, and no one else. Keep stepping. Like,
I just found that a weird thing, man. It just like bugged me.
Was it a crackhead? Be honest.
Yeah, I think there must have been a crackhead. Yeah, she didn't look alright. Like,
yeah.
Because I think after that she crossed the road and she seemed to be harassing other people for money. I was like,
yeah, sounds like crack, mate.
Yeah.
Harassing other people on the street for money, like, sounds like crack.
But that's crazy. I did find that weird. Also, that happened again. Like, I think I was getting a tube I was coming back from Shoreditch yesterday.
Oh, okay. Trendy area.
Yeah, I was just passing through because I'd gone to go see my cousin after work, and he stays near London Fields.
She.
Oh, sorry, he. Because
okay.
I was still thinking of the Crackhead.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So as I was walking past Shoreditch, like getting to Shoreditch High Street to get on the train, there's this guy around a plaque and like a cop, and he was asking people for money. But the way he was asking was just like coming up at me and like, "Show me the cop." He say, "Yeah, you got anything for me?" And then he moves to the next person. I'm thinking, yo, these homeless people, man, they need to get a bit more flipping creative. Like, there's others, you know, they've got like a sob story. They can tell you, "Oh, I lost my house. This is my only dog. He's a what's it? A Cavalier, King Charles. I love him to death. It's me and him against the world." You're like, "Cool, fuck it, I'll throw you a pound." But there's others. It's just like, yo. Like, bro, that's some like I can't even feel sorry for you because that's your main. That's what you're trying to sell.
No, well, here's the reality. Yeah, you want to know where them funds are going. If the man's going to go buy some rolls and a cup of tea,
yeah,
fair. Okay, whatever. You know, like,
I think have you ever spoken to one of these? Now I'm going to give you a whole list of times I've bumped into crackheads, man. Because there was another time, man, where I was parked in my car at I think in a Sainsbury's car park, and as I'm just about to get out, I see someone knock on my side window on the passenger side.
You're kidding? On the side window?
Yeah. I bring the window down, and then she's like, "Oh, have you got any money?" And I was like, "No, I haven't. How about if I go get you some
Have
food?"
I got any money?
Yeah.
Fucking hell,
And
yeah.
then I was like, you know what? Because I was in the mood to talk, so I was like, "How about if I get you some food?" She's like, nah. And I said, "What are you gonna use my money for?"
Hold on, why were you in the mood to talk with this particular crackhead? Like,
I don't know. I don't know because I found it so peculiar. This guy was knocking on your windscreen on like, your side mirror and like literally asking to talk to you. You're like, yo, like okay, we started this conversation. Let's carry on. And then so she's and then she so and then she's like, oh, I don't need any food. I was like, so what are you gonna
she
use the
doesn't
money
need
for?
food.
Yeah, that's exactly what
But
she
what?
said.
How do you? Okay, hold on. How
Mm.
did you establish this was a crackhead?
Oh, her couple teeth are missing and she looked real
Oh,
dirty.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. No, because you were making me laugh because you were putting on quite a sultry voice for this
To
crackhead.
be fair, I'd say it was a young Asian woman. I'd say in her 30s, 35, if I was to
Oh,
say.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, she wasn't ugly, but she just tell she was living rough, basically.
Oh, okay, yeah. And well, the teeth missing and all that sounds very English, like not very good. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, people having bad teeth is a whole other issue that I could go on about. But anyway,
Oh, I'm interested in your thoughts on that because Americans seem to have, love the idea that English have bad teeth.
it's because okay, let me just finish up with this young Asian
Oh, okay,
passed
yeah.
away,
Go
and
on, go on.
she goes okay, so I said, what are you gonna use the money for if I was to give it to you? She said, I'll buy some water, and I say, can I come with you? And she's like, no. But at this point, she's like, no, this Donny's not giving me anything, and then she just carries on walking past. I just found that so peculiar, man. Like the way people just ask for money, just there's no justification for it, like an entitlement. Yeah, entitled. Imagine entitled poor people. Yeah, that's such an oxymoron.
Mm.
But my take on people's teeth, right? Because I used to work at McDonald's, and McDonald's, I was at the cashier, so it was serving a lot of customers. And this is around, I'd
Like all
say,
sectors of society.
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, McDonald's. Yeah.
Anybody and everybody would come in, and there was some
And where
point,
was
right,
this McDonald's? Hold on, like.
by Lakeside, so Tilbury,
Oh
Borough.
fuck me, yeah. The people at Essex, mate. Jesus.
And so it reached the point I was like, I started noticing customers' teeth because after a while you get tired of saying the same shit. Welcome to McDonald's, what would you like? So you need something to like focus on. And then a lot of customers coming in, they've got really mashed up teeth. And I'm thinking, yo, whether it's Gary, whether it's Gary the engineer down the road, or like some ambulance crew who'd come in, like I always found that people got really bad teeth.
But was that a generational thing, or
It was across all ages, whether the kid was 16 or the guy was 55. Like as a matter of fact, I would take attention to someone who had really good teeth because I got so used to seeing people with bad teeth. It's like crap.
mm,
But I guess it's I don't know. Is it people like to smoke a lot? People dental care isn't really the forefront. I'd say in this country, you know.
no? You know what? In Brazil, just mad
Yeah,
for it, bruv.
what
Mad,
having perfect teeth.
like teeth. Yeah, like everyone gets hygiene every 6 months.
Okay,
That kind of stuff.
okay.
Other places too. But here's a little tip, yeah, for all the single guys out there. If you don't want to date someone with bad teeth, and you can fall in love with someone with bad teeth. That doesn't bother me. Nothing to do with me. But if you're looking for someone who is concealing the fact that they may have bad teeth, and you know what, this is like some oppressive comment now, like attacking people with bad teeth. Teeth
Yeah.
are changeable if that's important enough for you. Do you see what I'm saying? So the teeth thing is a choice, man. Like what's important to you, it doesn't even matter. But
Mm.
anyway,
Because
women with
like
bad teeth may
yeah.
conceal their teeth in their photos, dating profile photos or whatever, because they'll smile, but always with their mouth closed. And you'll
Mm.
see it repeated several photos.
Mm. Mhm. Mhm.
So that's a thing, man. Like,
Okay.
what I mean is, they
Yeah.
instead of just like showing their beauty for who they are or whatever, subconsciously, or they're quite aware because obviously they're not opening their mouth to smile,
Yeah.
they're hiding their teeth.
Oh, okay. Isn't that the same premise in like big girls? They tend to like have like close up pics, so you don't see their full body.
Well, yes.
Yeah, that's another thing, I guess. Yeah, because the thing about dating,
Not
like,
always, though. That isn't
yeah.
always the case, to be fair, strangely enough.
What
Sometimes,
if
you
you
know
got
what
like
it is
six
as well?
pictures
Hold
and
on,
all
no.
of them are
Sometimes
fake?
the
Yeah.
skinny girl wants to take the privilege of, I want this person not to care.
I don't know, man.
No,
Because
trust
if
me.
I see a
But of
girl's dating
course, you
profile
know,
and she got like six pictures and it's all of her face, because I've seen that and I've seen them in real life. I'm like, oh wow, this is not how you looked in your pictures.
well,
Like,
yeah.
and it happens a lot across the board. Like even people I know at work,
Oh,
well, from my
yeah, of
old
course.
workplace, and you're like, whoa, you don't look the same in real life, and all the pictures are different. But also back to the teeth topic, right? So, how would you feel like in parts of in regards to beauty standards? How would you see someone who's got a gap in their teeth, like a woman with a gap in between the two, like the two front teeth?
Is this because of Kate Moss? Or like
Um,
Madonna or some shit?
Actually, no. You're just personal take because I feel like it's a bit cultural. Like in this country, right? That wouldn't be well. You've said Kate Moss and you said Madonna, but in general, I'd see people, well, women with who got a gap in the teeth, or even men, anyways, in regards to the dating aspect, aren't seen as most desirable. How about how? What's your take on that? Do you agree or disagree?
So I think for a man it doesn't kind of work as well because there's a kind of weird bunny effect with the teeth gap in women.
Okay.
Like there's some sort of weird bunny thing going on. I swear.
So do you
That's
reckon?
that's my takeaway. But
Mm,
I do kind of think it's a culturally weird thing for
mm,
sure.
okay. Because in Uganda, right, women who are seen with women who've got a gap in their teeth, they're seen as more beautiful than a woman who hasn't got a gap in the teeth. As in, it's seen as like a charm of like of I don't know. I wouldn't say good luck, but just like good fortunes on that woman. And
Mm,
whereas here, it's quite the opposite. It's kind of like, unless like, but then unless you're Kate Moss, but with
mm.
myself, everyone has their own taste. I personally, she's a model, but there's better models out there.
Oh, for sure. I think Kate Moss is one I really don't understand at all.
Mm,
I think it must have something to do with rich parents, quite
mm,
frankly.
most
You,
likely.
you know, not to. Just because even her little cousin is like gets a lot of media attention, and really, you see more attractive women like down the supermarket than her. Quite,
Yeah.
So, but rich parents help a lot. Like, and especially when it's that kind of level of wealth.
Yeah, entirely. Especially the modeling. Like, I think yeah, be average parents it definitely puts you up there because in the modeling world, like, how do you even like who? I don't know. They all look skinny to me, man. Like, how do you determine who's the best out of the most skinny or the most tall?
Yeah, exactly. I think this is half the issue. We never even seen them in real life.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like you must have seen those people that look very different in photographs to what they look in real life. Like in real life, sometimes they look kind of more weird than
yeah,
they
yeah.
seem on camera or whatever. Like they've got weirder kind of more in real life. Like their faces and shit, their features are way more stronger and distinct than they come off on camera or whatever.
Entirely, man.
You
Entirely.
know, because what's that thing they say about like television? Like camera immediately makes you look fatter than
Oh,
you
really?
first imagine or whatever. Like what I
Wow.
mean is like even
Mm,
the fat people on TV are
mm.
skinnier than you think, kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Well, so Gemma Collins isn't as big as I imagine her to be.
No, like Gemma Collins is well, okay, maybe Gemma Collins, but what I mean is you're probably maybe still 2 stone off. That's what I
Mm,
mean. Like, if you saw her walk past you, she wouldn't necessarily be quite as massive as you imagine she would be in real
Yeah,
life.
yeah, okay, I do hear that. I do hear that.
Like,
Because people say that Tom Cruise looks way bigger on TV than he has in real life.
yeah, for sure. I've seen him kind of up close.
Oh, really?
Well, it was some shit like he did a premiere near at the cinema at KIZ or Canary Wharf or whatever. So I saw him at a distance, and the dude isn't, he's under 6 foot. He's quite small,
Mm.
you know.
But in these films, he looks like he's flipping.
No, exactly. You think he's like 6'2" or a monster, but then you kind of think how small the actresses are and shit,
Yeah, true, true.
you know. So that's what's going on there.
Oh yeah, Brian. You know the slapping videos I've been sending you.
Oh, what slap fight?
Oh no, not even that. I've now moved on to the Russian version.
The
This
Russian
time,
version, Jesus Christ.
they've got like a whole championship, and the championship final was like 4 days ago. It was a guy called Vasily Dumplings, nicknamed Dumplings, versus David Veleski, and yo, they go ham. And like, I think it's like what you said before, man. Like, it's an acquired taste what I'm watching. Like, not everybody would find these slapathons or these slapping competitions as entertaining. So what it is, listener, it's a competition between two people.
It's like turn by turn, isn't it?
Yep, 3 rounds, turn by turn, and you get a slap on your opponent's cheek. And basically, the best slaps or the ones that look the best or sound the best, makes you the winner. And so Vasily had been knocking out people like from the quarterfinals and just
Mm.
taking it, like, just like wow. But normally, the person he was fighting had no chance, right? They were probably out by round 2 because one guy had to forfeit because like he got slapped in the ear, and I can imagine that can like having a blow to the ear must flipping hurt. So this
Yeah.
time, this final, yo, Vasily got rocked, man. Like there was one slap right. It's like just imagine like you're sleeping and then you hear a loud noise in the middle of the night. That's the kind of face he was making, like, yo, what the fuck? Like, yo,
Oh,
he wasn't
shit.
ready. But he ended up winning in the end. It was a good contest. Oh man, but these slapathons are just they're my guilty
No,
pleasure, man.
the slap shit. The thing is, there is an art to the slap. And
Yeah, it
also,
actually is.
there's
Yeah,
a kind of like, because it is open hand, it makes it
yeah.
seem more innocent than it really is. Because think about it, like, they must even train their hand to have like
Mm,
a hard muscle,
mm-hmm.
and there's got to be tech to it,
Entirely.
like
I
trying to
think
hit the artery with your finger and
now
impact it.
the perfect place is just the cheek. If you can get the cheek and a bit of a jaw, ah, you got them swinging. Like
Well, like
honestly,
where the jaw connects,
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Mm. Well, I think that's the thing. You try and get like the bit just under your thumb to just smash him. Like at that point, innit?
Exactly that. Exactly that.
Like,
But the
but
worst place you want to hit them, because some of them would like hit just across the temple, and you're like, no, that's not how you do it, man. And even sometimes and what's worse is when your opposite, like the guy you're fighting, well, I didn't say fighting, competing with, laughs at you, because there's one slap that I have to say it was truly pathetic, and then another guy slapped him back, and the guy literally, they've got like people around behind you in case like you fall down the curb.
oh, okay, yeah.
So they had to pick this
Like, so you
guy up.
don't hit your head.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
But no, that's been entertaining me this whole week.
No, the slap. The thing is, there's something about violence, isn't there, and suffering.
Mm, mm, I think yeah, you're right. Definitely, there's all the bit of violence that we all harbor inside, and I think we kind of get a thrill from seeing it. You know, I think that's why UFC's become so popular recent, man.
Yeah, for sure. Because how can you go back? Like, of course, I'm guessing you also loved a bit of wrestling when you were a kid.
Oh yeah, of course, definitely.
But for me, I don't know about you, but for me, I can't go back to wrestling. Like, it's so fake. Like, you're supposed to believe this dude's getting punched in the head multiple times. You know, in the corner. It's just, don't get me wrong, like, there's an element of performance and acrobatics and all the dudes are hens and shit.
Yeah.
But it's completely make-believe, telenovela.
So, yeah, definitely, man. It's all scripted. Like they've decided who's gonna win already, which is a bit. Yeah, I become a bit disenfranchised with wrestling today. I know it doesn't have as many superstars as it did back in the day.
No, I think that's also a fact. You know, when there's a superstar, like you see The Rock, the dude was a superstar.
Yeah.
Because he went and did it. You know,
Entirely.
if you got like 4 world's strongest man in there, he's a superstar, right? But they ain't got those cats anymore. Why is Thor gonna fucking ruin his body for wrestling?
Entirely, yeah, entirely.
You know, but I think wrestling, where they were making money, is when they sold like the dolls and shit, all the merchandising.
Yeah, like the John Cena figurines, Big Show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Ooh.
Like when you'd open it and it'd be in Argos and you'd want the ring.
Yeah.
You know, that's when it was making cash. Now, who wants a figurine of these people? No one.
Yeah, I guess they're just constantly on the. Because that's weird. Because I did watch some recent episodes of wrestling, and they didn't have crowd. But what they did, they had like live streams, like.
Oh yeah, I
around
did see
there.
that.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, they really are stretching it.
Well, these people were mad for it, innit?
Entirely, man.
But I couldn't do it to myself, to be quite honest. Like, it's so fake. Honestly, I don't even mean like it horribly for people who enjoy it or whatever. But once you get, it's like, for me, that's like metal. So once you get a taste of the real thing, why are you going to go back to the fake thing? You know, you enjoyed the other thing because you thought it was the real thing. You know, so there's nothing. You know, a man can get knocked out straight in MMA. Like there's an actual element of danger. Like people putting their lives on the line.
Like
You know,
it's no different to how it was back in Rome, like in the Colosseums where gladiators would come together and fight. The same premise.
Yeah, it's brutal. Like, think you can literally like knee someone in the head, like straight in the head. Think about it. I ain't ever seen that brutality. Do you know what I mean? The only other time you would see that is on World Star fight videos.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the level of professional fighting wasn't very good.
Yeah, I watched the World Star video in a minute.
Oh, it's one of my favourite things in the world, to be honest. Especially when World Star gets the shout out. Because generally, he only gets the shout out when it's not like deadly, when it's just like a little scuffle with a few shots flown. Do you know what I mean? Like,
true.
Because you know how it is. Normally one person gets a punch and then it already gets broken up or whatever. But man, there's one riot video I wish I could find again, because basically it starts off in a fast food joint, right? But it starts off with literally like 3 or 4 people, and then about 2 minutes into the video, it's like a fucking full riot, like all around the fast food restaurant, because everyone starts beefing like it was like, what I'm saying is, I swear, some mental like you know that shit, like group madness or whatever, because it just starts up and you see it slowly like ripple, like the way it just ripples is crazy. I wish I could find that video again. And it was no way is it staged either. That's the other nuts thing about it. Yeah. So I wish I could find, because I've never seen anything like it. Like, because one person just gets pissed with everyone else, like with what's happening. Like you just see that little chain effect, and because there's that violence in the air and there's violence present all around them, as it ripples around, everyone's ready to go straight into the stage of like violence.
So it's just a massive Royal Rumble.
Yeah, it goes mad. I've never seen anything like it in my life. But I saw it in like a compilation clip type of street fights or whatever. So that one I want to find and see again because it's mad.
Oh yeah, Brian, I've got a topic that I wanted just to touch upon from last week. Remember we were speaking towards the end about the Alex Ferguson trailer.
Oh,
And
okay, yeah. Oh, know where you're from.
Yeah, and there was one quote in particular that caught you, remembering who you're from and where you came from. Like, do you feel like you yourself can answer that question? Like, remembering who you are and where you come from, or do you ever ask yourself that question? Because that's a question I don't ask myself that often.
I think it kind of just means, in some ways, it is what it is, isn't it? Like, you can be upset with what you got in life, or not. But I think if you come to accept it, it is what it is. And of course, the way it is, the way you landed, let's put it that way, what I'm saying is you can either choose to make it direct your life in a different way,
Yeah.
away from that, or not to say that everyone has necessarily bad childhoods because of this, that, or the other, right? But you know what I'm saying. So if you come from privilege, you need to be like humble and gracious and understand. But obviously, it's still difficult if you're growing up somewhere where you don't understand that. You know.
Because what I found is like, remember where you're from is it's kind of like, because the world changes you in a bit as you grow up. Like you do a lot of different stuff.
Yeah,
like
of course.
how you grew up, like the family that you grew up around or the people that you grew up around, they may eventually go. You may find yourself in a situation, whether a different country or a different workplace or different people, and sometimes you may lose your own. I don't know. Is it principles or morals or or stuff that you used to do when you were younger, or with people that you knew and you're not doing so much now? So, like for example, in the trailer, what was it? Alex Ferguson's dad I think.
Like ship worker.
Yeah, and that's something you wouldn't associate Alex Ferguson with a manager for one of the greatest clubs in the world. And it's you could easily say that he could have like forgot all about his past or the hardships that he may have gone through. And I feel like we all have that in us. Like how we grew up is different from the next person. It's our unique tale, and sometimes we forget it. Sometimes we shy away. Like a lot of people don't want to be. I'd say. All right. For example, I'd say in like the black community, like the lighter skin tone is seen as better, and so people will go out their way to buy creams or
Oh
treatment that will lighten
yeah.
their skin, and that's something is like that's not how you were or how you're raised to be. But
Yeah, of course. No way.
and it's just you pick up these things that you feel will make you better, but it's just running away from what you truly are. Like for example, I don't know, people call Skepta a sellout for making music for like I'd say grime music, and now he's all trying to do this American thing, moved out the area. There's different ways of which people can say, "Oh, remember who you are," but I feel like it's more an internal question, not for other people to be asking you.
The thing is, like, what's Skepta gonna do? Like, make ultra underground music?
Yeah, you can't do that for so long. Sometimes you need to
You
break
know,
out of it.
well, he wants to fucking bang out some pop hits and go chill.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
he's not a young man anymore. People are forgetting he's like 45 or some shit, isn't he?
yeah, yeah.
In fact, let me check that.
Because sometimes I feel like it's kind of like How
Okay,
far
he's
does?
38.
Okay,
But
yeah,
do you
he's
get what I'm
definitely
saying?
young.
Like, he's having his eyes set on 50,
Yeah,
thinking, damn, let's, like, retire.
entirely, man. But I think like, how far does like being true to yourself or where you come from, or well, in one word, tradition. How far does that go before you're like, oh, and actually, I want to find a new avenue. I want to reinvent myself.
So I think what it means is don't. In another way, don't. When I say don't forget who you are, it also means don't forget everything you've gone through. Don't forget
Okay.
everything that took you to the point where you are right now.
Mm, mm. What's
Right.
that? Does
So
that
that's a
include?
different way to look at it. Instead of looking back, in a way, you are still looking forward, but you're taking time to look back at what you have gone through, all the challenges you have faced, everything you've overcome.
Mm, mm,
Everything that made you feel like this is difficult. How am I going to deal with this? What am I going to do now?
mm, mm,
And you come through it because you're here right now, and you don't even think about that shit anymore.
That's true. That's true. But I think with tradition, right? So you have Brazilian roots, and you keep to that. Like it's a part of your identity. But one, and I've got Ugandan roots, and that's part of my identity. We both speak the language of what our parents spoke.
Mm,
So it's we all have our background. But one thing I did touch, which I wanted to talk about last week, is like, all right, remember where I'm from, right? But what if I was to meet, like, I'd say a white woman, right, or someone who's not of my color? Yeah, I think that's the best way to, because I could easily go for like West African or from another a black country, but I'd say the most different person, like if I was to get with a white woman, right, and then I have a kid with this girl, and then how much of my own heritage do I need to pass down to the kid? What if the kid's like, you know what, no, I see myself as mixed race, I see myself as British, I don't see myself as Ugandan. Like, is that organic, or do I need to home in about letting this child understand where they're from?
well, I think you need to do what you can in it because it's in some ways it's your opportunity. You get to form that child's identity, right? If you say
Mm,
to that child, "Oh, you're British" or "You're a Ugandan," you are forming that. Obviously, they can come to their own conclusions later on, but
yeah.
it depends how much that informs their experience. Like, so for example, when I was a kid growing up, even though my parents were born in Brazil, all that shit, they wanted to inform some Brazilianness into my experience of life growing up.
Mm,
So some of that is like food. Most of the time, it always is food, right? But
mm.
of course, like holidays there and blah blah blah. But so
Also, language though. Language is
language,
hella
of
key.
course, yeah,
Yeah,
language is key.
because that's another thing. Ah, would you
Okay,
if you if you ever
no,
have a
but
kid,
if you
would
have
you
the
teach?
kid
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
can't speak the language,
yeah.
you can still inform them with
Okay.
food and culture in different ways. But of course, the language breaks that very special connection.
Mm,
Because,
mm,
for example, I speak fluent Portuguese, and my little brother, he can understand it, and
mm.
he can even say certain. He can like he's not that far from being fluent, really.
Okay. He's conversational, would you say?
No,
Okay.
but
But he understands
more
the
advanced
essence.
tourist. Yeah, he does understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, just like I can read a more like to read like a proper newspaper in Portuguese for me is a bit of a dreg.
Mm,
But
mm,
just because of the vocabulary level, right? Like, I would
mm.
say my vocabulary level is like 15-year-old
Your 15-year-old Brazilian.
in Brazilian. Yeah, yeah. Like, not super advanced, but also you got to think I don't pick up slang.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
My lingo is still what my parents taught me and what we talked about,
Okay.
and
Okay.
like basic comic books.
Entirely. Yeah.
No, but this fictional kid or whatever depends how much you give it. Depends how much time if you take them to Uganda, if you feed them the food, if you play them the music, if you show
Mm.
them films.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
if you sit and watch the football team,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Which obviously, as a Brazilian, there's no excuse. So, I think, and even for example, in the last 2 weeks, what did I do? I'm in the supermarket, boom, they've got ready-made cassava.
Yeah. Oh, cassava. Yeah, shit. I love
Yeah.
cassava. Yeah.
So I was like, damn, let me boil that shit and fry that shit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's something that my mum did for me when I was a kid. And also I'm doing it, making it for my partner. We literally had just a bird's eye fish or whatever, and boom,
Yeah.
cassava.
Yeah.
And obviously, only certain people will ever eat cassava.
Yeah. That's true.
Like what I'm saying is, for the most part, Indian people don't eat it, and like South Americans do.
Yeah. Even East Africans love cassava. Yeah.
So it's just something different, right? That a lot of people, only if they go out or explore will they ever encounter that.
Definitely.
So it's just like that was a little bit for me. That was like, damn, I remember that when I was a kid.
And it's formed. It kind of gives you a basis of who you are in a sense. Like you'll never forget the food that you eat in.
It kind of makes you different from the people around you.
Indeed.
In a way, in a strange way. That's what I'm saying. Like food does inform you somehow in a weird way. But maybe I think that because I watched a lot of. Oh my god!
Ready, steady, cook.
No, Ready Steady Cook. The Anthony Bourdain.
Anthony Bourdain. Who's that?
Oh, you don't know Anthony Bourdain?
Oh, the American chef.
The American chef dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you actually got to check some of those episodes. Have you never watched any of it?
No, I've been more of a Gordon Ramsay vibe.
Oh, okay. No, you know what? So these Anthony Bourdain ones, I've literally watched every episode I ever got on Netflix. Don't get me wrong, some episodes are not great, right? But basically, and he's the dude that Dave Chappelle mentioned at the start of Sticks and Stones, right? But basically,
talking about Dave Chappelle, he has another podcast with Joe Rogan. I'm yet to listen to it.
oh shit, I need to check that. That I will go on Spotify for. To be fair, but anyway, this Anthony Bourdain, basically the show is kind of like, it's like half tourism, half historical, half food. But some episodes, for example, he might go to a very posh restaurant and it's all about the restaurant. Other times he gets more into the history, and then other times he just gets drunk and eats like cheap meat off the street. And he's like, oh, I love street meat. This kind of shit. This kind of stuff. But he literally goes fucking everywhere. Is mad. Like nearly every country in the world.
Okay.
So it's like
their cuisine.
Yeah. Like you see him like drinking blood out of a live goat, shit like that. Like he'll do it all.
What's the craziest thing you've eaten, Brian?
I don't even know. Maybe a bit of moose.
What? Really?
In Finland? Yeah, it wasn't for me though.
Oh, wow. Okay. I've eaten a caterpillar.
Really?
Caterpillar. Yeah.
Was that delicious?
It was crunchy. It was crunchy.
Was it a hairy one or?
I think it would have been one of those hairy ones, but because it was cooked, it had no hair, so it was just real crisp.
Oh, okay.
So
and what did it taste like?
It was more crispy because I ate this. So this is we're talking over a decade ago. I ate
Oh, okay, yeah.
10 years old, and it was because a Congolese friend at school had brought in, like, it was a day at school where you bring in like a home delicacy, and so she brought in like.
But did she tell people what it was?
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. I remember it being more crunchy. It wasn't bitter, but it wasn't sweet. It was like, I'd say more on the savoury side, but on the bitter side, like.
You know why? For some reason, though, I feel like crickets with like a bit of seasoning, like fried, would just be banging. I don't know why.
Oh, mate.
But I just get that vibe. Like that would be some like crisps kind of flavour.
Mate, in Uganda we eat grasshoppers, mate. Fried grasshoppers. So, but a little less bigger than crickets, because I think crickets are a bit bigger. But
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe I
Grasshoppers,
mean
yeah.
grasshoppers.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is a
Like
delicate
little
thing, man.
ones.
Yeah, yeah, little ones. Yeah, literally. Funny enough, in Uganda, what they've got like at night when they most come out, they've how to attract them. They get these massive reflective iron sheets, and they shine light on them, and then you'll see it even from a far distance away. You'll see these
Crickets
irons,
jumping.
yeah, all trying to get to the light, right? And that's how they catch them. Rip off their wings and then fry them in some like cooking oil. Get some salt, pepper, season them, and boom,
Mm,
sell them on, bro. But the only thing is you want to be careful when you eat. Don't eat too many at one time because it can burn like the sides of your mouth for some reason. That's what I used to get. If I ate too many too quickly, it would hurt my tongue a bit.
oh, okay, there must be some sort of acid
Yeah, yeah,
in them.
yeah. But they're definitely one time if I can get them at some point, I'll bring you some, Brian.
No, I would be definitely interested. It sounds weird, but I could just imagine it. Like
Yeah,
they would be quite tasty.
yeah,
Just because I
definitely.
remember having like tiny little fish
Mm,
fried, and you don't really taste the animal. You just
mm.
kind of taste the fried and then the flavor.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Like, because
yeah,
you'd eat
man.
the fish with their little eyes and everything. So,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Like, you can
But you
just
know,
imagine it being
but
delicious.
you know what's crazy, Brian, man. Some people would be ashamed to say what I'm saying, like, oh, in my country that we eat this, and that could be viewed, especially by others, as like primitive or like, oh, well, you're so weird. And I think a lot of people, when we go back to knowing who you are, we hide certain aspects of ourselves because I don't know, we're not proud of them.
Well, I mean, come on, like we do that in a professional sense, though,
Mm,
of course. But I know what you're saying. Like, this is slightly different
mm,
because it's not about. But I guess in some ways it is about the same thing, right? Because it's about taboo. It's about what's considered acceptable or not.
mm,
But I think this is the thing about if you are deviating and eating different stuff from the normal,
mm,
you are different because you literally manifestly different because you don't
mm,
feed like you don't power yourself in the same way as the people
mm,
around you, and that does result in identity, right? Even as
mm.
veganism,
Yeah,
vegetarianism,
pescatarianism.
exactly. So there is something going on, isn't there, with
Mm,
that?
yeah, yeah. I guess.
Some anthropological shit.
Oh, big words there. Damn.
Right.
And on that note, how long has it been so far?
I think it's been long enough, my
Yeah.
brother. But I think it's been a wonderful podcast, and I think we kind of went very wild from crackheads to anthropology, like crackhead anthropology. That's actually
Okay.
what
Yeah.
I'm going to name
Yeah.
this one.
Sweet. Sweet.
But yeah. Oh, and I made that tenner I spent on Ethereum a few weeks
Yeah.
ago. Now worth
Uh huh.
40 quid.
Oh,
Mad,
mate. I'm
mad.
also happy too. I'm also happy too. I think I put 20 quid on like something called Polygon Matic. It's
Oh,
now
okay.
70 quid. I'm thinking,
Jesus.
damn. Like this is the only crypto I managed to catch when it was still low. All the rest have just been, jumping on when it's been rising like
Mm,
Doge, and Bitcoin's dropped like crazy though.
yeah, Bitcoin has dropped. I've not lost any money on it, but of course,
Yeah.
we need to hold in it. But on that good
Yeah.
news note, I'm going to call it a day. Peace.
Sweet. Take care, man.
Later on.